One common criticism that I've seen, and I think many of you have as well, in regards to Black Panther Wakanda Forever, is the film's length. Clocking in at 2 hours and 41 minutes, it is one of the longest films we've had to date. Now the producer of the film and the director explain why the film has such a long runtime. So this came from an interview with Comic Book, specifically an interview that they did with Nate Moore, who echoes some of the same things that were said by Ryan Coogler. And he said that when it came to this film, looking at the bigger picture, how epic the story was going to be, introducing Namor while also explaining what happened to the old Black Panther, the grief, the new story introducing the new Black Panther and what they had to do, that the story literally had to be as long as it needed to be. If it needed to be longer, they would have had it longer. But when they decided to make the final cut of the film, they figured that this runtime had enough going for it, that it did exactly what it needed to for every single story that they set out to tell. Now again, we could sit here and complain about some of its shortcomings all day, the whole Ross subplot and how that just felt shoehorned in. A couple other elements that felt like they could have used a little less time while expanding some more elements. The rushed nature of, hey, let's tell Namor's thing quickly because we want to do a solo project is very evident. But again, it's all minor nitpicks in the grand scheme of things, and them being able to pull off an actual story that worked because of everything that they had going against them. And I think it's very interesting that he says that there's even a longer film, a very long cut of the film, that initially just kind of drew things out a little bit more, and they decided that that was going too far. And again, I think there is something to this. Sure, would it be great to get a 3.5 hour cut of this film? Probably. But then again, how much unnecessary stuff is in there? One criticism I have against the Snyder cut, which I did really enjoy, and it's far superior to what we got in the theatrical cut, is that there's about 40 minutes worth of footage in there that you can tell is just padding out. Nothing happens. The music just carries on. They're just walking for like 30 seconds. Nothing is said. It just draws the camera towards them. Again, we don't need unnecessary things like that. So again, I think they made the best call with the runtime that they had, and ultimately decided that this is the best for this film. And we could sit here all day and say, well, it would be better if they did more of this and more of that. But let's just be honest. The fact that this film turned out as good as it is a miracle within itself. So let's just be happy that it clocked in at a decent runtime and they didn't pull up Thor and go, yeah, get this thing under 2 hours, and then it all feels like it's just moving at such a fast pace that honestly you don't even have time to let anything like sink in or breathe. It's like, oh, I got cancer, ha ha ha, laughing ghosts, hey, I got cancer, remember, oh, action sequence, hey, gore, hey, CG, like, you know, it was too fast. That movie just comes and goes and you don't know what happened. It's just moving way too fast for anything to have time to even like sit there for a second.